Hey everyone, welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya, still fully in recovery from our late night game for the Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers. Charlie, did you wake up as tired as I did this morning?
Man, I was zombie mode.
Full zombie.
I watched enough to be able to talk about. I mean, I saw the whole thing, but I was in and out because it was a little past my bedtime.
I drank a beer in bed last night.
There you go.
I had to.
So, okay, it's not called a roadie. They're shower beers. What would he?
Bedtime beer.
Bedtime beer.
Bedtime beer.
All right, I like that.
Coined by the lovely fiance. He's the one that called it that.
That's that extra comfortable. That's what you should say.
Yep. Drink.
Yes.
Well, anyway, family, we are here at Bryan Street Tavern, our home bar. It's a beautiful Monday night. I'm drinking a $5 Crown and Down because the best way to cure a hangover is give yourself another hangover.
That is science. I am having Dallas Blonde by Deep Ellum Brewing. Always a fan of blondes. I mean, blonde.
Hey, now you're starting to sound like me.
I know. We've had some blonde moments on here.
We have so many blonde moments on here. But anyway, like I said, at Bryan Street Tavern, Monday night, $5 Crown Downs, $2 off the Texas drafts.
Yeah, that is correct.
Or is it $5 Texas drafts? I can never remember. I get the days mixed
Producer
up.
Tanner.
Tuesdays is, I know, Texas draft day.
Tuesday is draft day. I think today is half-price pizza.
Half-price pizza.
But there's $1 off, right?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what? Either way, come on and try.
And my favorite special, Thursday night, just in time for Thursday night football, $3.50 Wells.
Ooh,
can't go wrong there.
That is good. That is good.
But yeah, love this space. The weather's cooling down. They got sand volleyball and bocce ball outside. Hey, we should do an outside episode one of these days now that it's cooled off.
Now that
and a beautiful back patio.
That we're getting the crisp 80s.
Crisp,
I think
balmy.
Texas fall.
It is Texas fall.
Oh, yeah. What do they call it? False falls, where you have
false
a second.
fall.
Right. Yeah. False fall and second summer.
It's true.
Yes.
But I'll take an 80-day over double-digit 100.
But you see the sun's already set. It's dark out there.
Oh, well, because we're a couple weeks, Halloween, and then we got daylight savings time ends. And,
That's right.
That's the thing. That's
we're going to be vampires.
So before we get into last night's shenanigans, talk to me about our weekend, Charlie.
Well, yes, it was a weekend at that. Well, Saturday. Friday, I didn't do much at all. Just chilled Friday night because I knew the Saturday would be a lot of eventfulness.
Yeah, I also chilled. I had a girl dinner, so.
There you go.
Yeah, girls' night. I need some more estrogen in my life. If you're looking for a girlfriend who likes to talk about sports, hit me up. I need a lot more sporty girlfriends.
Ironically, I want a girl dinner too. That's called a date. Anyways.
I'm only saying that because Charlie knows on Saturday I was extremely outnumbered, okay?
It was, the male to female ratio. It's like a singles mixer. That's what it was like.
It was a sausage fest.
It was. It
We
was.
always called it a sword fight.
Sword fight. Bunch of swordfish over here.
Oh no.
We were pirates.
No, we both started our day apart. We were watching college football. I was watching the SMU game, which shout out SMU, ranked 25 on the polls this week, beating Louisville in a very, very fun game, might I add. Came down to the wire. Kevin Jenkins, amazing quarterback out of Oak Cliff, is a sophomore, so we have some time with him. Just all out amazing effort on offense. Defense definitely could use a little bit of work, but they are on a bye week this week. So that stress is not going to be my problem next weekend, but it was a lot of fun. And then you came over.
Right around evening time.
Yeah, you came over for a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, for that. UFC, and it was like ESPN Center over there.
Yeah, we
Sports
had
Center.
all the sports. So my fiance and I have two TV set up.
Yeah.
So one TV had baseball, the other TV had wrestling, then we would flip to college football.
Yeah.
And then eventually Charlie and I were streaming UFC on our phones. So it was an all-out sports fest on Saturday.
It was. I mean, WWE, Bad Blood. I mean, that was a lot of fun.
What's your big takeaway from Bad Blood?
I mean, The Rock returning, which I kind of knew that was going to happen. But just, even if you're not a big wrestling fan, hearing If You Smell What The Rock Is Cooking just gives you chills. That's
Charlie,
how the aura is.
Can you tell me, ballpark, how much The Rock is paid for that specific appearance? He did not speak on a mic. He came out to his theme song. He gestured a 1, 2, 3, dead. At
Because-
Solo, Cody Rhodes.
Not Solo, just Roman and Cody and Jimmy
Oh, and
Uso.
Jimmy. Sorry.
So
Solo
Jimmy
ran
Uso's
off.
back.
Jimmy Uso's entrance was my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
the way he came out from under the ring and just started kicking ass. I love a good Jimmy Uso super kick.
Oh,
Damn
yeah.
it, I'm invested.
Hey, you know what? Their storyline is the bloodline is what got me reinvested because it's good storytelling. And then once they incorporated The Rock, it brings it at a whole nother level. Obviously, Roman's a good guy now. He's teaming with Cody. Their match was a lot of fun. There was a lot of high-flying spots in this. Cody goes through a table, salutes Roman.
Yeah, but that was more about Roman than it was about Cody.
Sure, but, I mean, just you fast forward to WrestleMania 40, and the tables were a lot different then.
Hey.
So, I just did that unintentionally.
I will say my takeaway outside of The Rock, I think what I enjoyed was the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan match, the Shark Tank match,
Yes.
putting Dominic in a cage, having him hoisted above, and then falling out of said cage, and the match basically being a wash with Raquel showing up and saving Liv Morgan from Rhea Ripley's wrath. I've become a big Rhea Ripley fan.
Yeah,
and it's
well,
not because
Rhea-
our names sound the same.
Well, Rhea's she's very athletic. She's very imposing, strong. And, I mean, she was one of those when she was a heel that everyone loved her. So it was only a matter of time because usually you're not supposed to like the heels, And
Well, if she's that hot, you can't help yourself.
she is pretty good looking, and she's pretty strong.
And she has an accent. She's Australian.
Well, it's funny because they've talked about this because Dominic, when Eddie Guerrero was alive, when he was a little boy, it was Ray versus Eddie, and it was a custody battle because Eddie was like, I'm Dom's real
and
father.
that's why Dom and
Yeah.
Liv entered in that car.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All of y'all explained this to me on Saturday. But what I was going to say is the way that you feel about the Bloodline story is the way I feel about
Right. Yeah.
the Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, and then even Jey Uso's little love quadrant.
That is funny.
That is what has gotten me into wrestling, and I'm such a girl for saying that. But like, I can't wait for the moment that Jey Uso's character and Rhea Ripley's character finally get
Hey, it
together.
could happen. He's the Intercontinental Champion
She
now.
keeps yeeting everywhere.
Yeah. Ooh. That was.
I'm sorry, but that's what it's called.
I love the Damian Priest, Finn Balor. They always have good chemistry.
Oh yeah, the New Judgment Day
Yeah.
versus the Terror Twins.
Yeah.
I want one of those Terror Twins T-shirts. I really do. You and I could be the Terror Twins.
We are the Terror Twins on Saturday nights.
Yes,
when
we
there's
are.
shots and beer and a lot of
let
other
me tell
things.
you, Charlie Van running around my apartment just making people do shots whenever he felt like it.
Well,
Charlie is
yes.
the party.
I am the party. Wild card. I guess. No. I mean, well, heck, you know what? It was a great night of wrestling. Rock's a tequila fan. He has a tequila. So I was like, why not? Why
All
not?
of y'all are your tequila.
It's always a part of it. But, yes, Roman and Cody, they won. They obviously won. So The Rock comes out. And he never has to say anything. Like you said, he just stares, points, and everyone loses their shit. So...
All right, switching to actual fighting, not sports entertainment fighting. Real quick, any takeaways from UFC 307? Took place in Salt Lake City this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira with his belt. Juliana
Pena is the new
with her
champion.
belt. So, any takeaways from the fight?
Yeah, well, Khalil is tough, and he probably put up the most fight, outside of Izzy, against Alex Pereira. And there's a moment where he caught him with a head kick. I mean, and
Yeah, he dropped him. We were
dropped
both
him,
like,
yeah.
oh, shit. Is
and
this
actually,
real
there
life?
were some scorecards that actually had Khalil winning.
Yeah.
So, but Mark Goddard said this. He said, out of all the 20 years of me refereeing, I've never heard punches landed like Alex Pereira did. Like, how the sound of them are just thud.
The slaps.
Yeah, and he was able to, stop Khalil, but the whole crowd was behind Khalil. I mean, it was a great fight. Apparently Alex was sick. He was like very
Yeah, there was
sick.
a chance that he wasn't going to even fight, and they were going to have to reshuffle the card.
He's the company man of the year.
He really is.
I mean, he's fought three times this year.
He is the best fighter for this year, to date.
Yes.
Like, the way that he's stepped in multiple divisions, short notice, doesn't matter. Defended his belt.
Broken toe.
Broken toe
this
doesn't
summer.
matter. Like, unlike somebody we know. Anyway.
But you know what? That's because that's that kickboxing. Because you fight sometimes twice in one night in that tournament, and that's just who he is. He loves to fight. If you watch his outside the octagon, he just lives a fun, wild life. He's like practicing mitts while he's cooking a steak inside his house.
Yeah,
shoots bow and arrows.
Wasn't he the one that had Salt Bay over at his house?
Yeah. And I mean, and him, I love him and Glover's relationship as coach and mentor, and I want to see him and John Jones. I don't think it's going to happen, but
one can only hope, and we'll find out where they go.
He definitely deserves some rest.
Card. Yeah, definitely go sit your ass down, Alex Pereira. Go do you. I mean, you can save some lives because he does that too. But yeah, he's definitely earned a little bit of a break. On the women's side, any key takeaways from Rocky and Juliana's fight?
Yeah, I mean, kind of what I expected. I mean, look, Rocky is a veteran. She is gritty. The fight was. I thought it was close enough. I mean, I agree with the
split decision.
I do agree with the decision. I think Pena knows how to just push that pace. And Rocky likes a war. I mean, that's what she's known for.
She likes to make it dirty.
I mean, just watch her and Ashley Evan Smith. I mean, that was such a battle, and then she gets her with a bulldog choke. That's how she is. It was a lot like her title win against. But Pena did enough to win, and going over at Kayla Harrison, not the most dominant, but
this iteration of Kayla fighting was not as strong as the last one.
No.
Kayla looked like she was weak from that weight cut.
Yeah, she cuts a lot. I don't know how she does it. It doesn't look, healthy. Now, I think part of it, though, too, I give some credit to Kaylin Vera. I mean, she's not easy. I mean, she's a veteran. She's in that mix, but definitely not the quick, dominant, fight that we normally would see from Kayla. But this is the UFC, though.
Yep,
this is not going to be easy.
This is what happens. So after those two title fights, real quick, Charlie, don't go too deep in analysis for me. Who do you give Pereira next outside of John Jones? If you can't have John Jones, then who?
Well, it's going to be probably Muhammad Anklev.
Yeah,
which stylistically is interesting because the wrestling, although Anklev is like, I'm going to strike. Yeah, I don't think you want to do that.
I don't think you want to stand and
beg.
We talk about this all the time. The best way to beat a striker is to put them on their ass. That is how you beat them. You hold them down and you make it dirty. You make it gritty. You don't let them hit you.
Well, unless
it's boring. It's not exciting at all.
Well, unless you're like
that's
Izzy.
how you get the job done.
If you're not Izzy, if you're not Khalil, who has a deep Muay Thai.
Izzy just runs around the octagon.
Yeah, but he knocked him out. He knocked him out cold. And that you just, if you're not on that level, there's levels. And look at Alex's head moving in that. I mean, if you don't have, there's always a lucky punch.
He is the most beautiful striker I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So. And that was not a comment on his hotness. I just mean his actual technical ability. He is a lovely striker.
And he's getting better and better as an MMA fighter because, like, Jan took him down and couldn't hold him down. And Jan's a black belt. Jan was able to do that to Izzy. He's, Muhammad's a little bit different, but that's the fight to make if he doesn't go up to heavyweight.
What about on the women's side in the 135 division?
Kayla Juliana.
Yeah. So you don't think Rocky's going to get a rematch?
No.
Nope, because the UFC hates Rocky.
Well, I mean, it just they didn't talk like they want to see that again.
I mean, Juliana called out Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda's not going to come out of retirement for Juliana Pena.
No.
She's going to come out for Kayla Harrison. So it makes sense to me for Juliana to fight Kayla next. My question is, how much time does Kayla need to recover? And will Kayla make championship weight?
Well,
right?
let's see.
Because she cut down to 136. And let me tell you, as a woman, the difference between 135 pounds and 136 pounds is a lot for a girl of that size. I'm about the same size, like height-wise, as Kayla Harrison. That's tough.
I don't know why they did not, with bringing her over, bring back the 145 belt, have Amanda. You have 145 female now. You didn't before because they built it for Cyborg. You don't need that now. You went after and got the biggest star right now at that weight class. And, I mean, I'd rather see her and Amanda at 145, both super healthy. We saw how quick Amanda was with Cyborg. That's what I want to see. Enough of this weight cut. It is what it is right now, and that's the fight that's going to happen at 135.
And as a woman, I am fully biased. I think the UFC does need to resurrect that 145 division, so girls that look like me
Macy
can fight at a comfortable weight.
Well,
weight cuts across the board. Yes, weight cuts for men are just as hard, but for women, we have to think about our hormones. We have to think about our cycles. There's a lot of math that goes into a female weight cut versus a male weight cut, and Kayla Harrison, her cut this past fight tells you everything you need to know. Like, she walks around at 165 pounds. That means over 12 weeks, this woman has to cut 30 pounds. That's insane. That is absolutely, like, That's anorexic behavior. That's not safe for anybody.
And I will say the thing with this danger with Juliana is, one, she can strike. She mixes the boxing, and she's a really good grappler.
Yeah.
You know.
What if in a crazy world, would you like to see Valentina bump up to 135 and fight one of these girls?
We've seen her, and she has probably the closest person outside of Juliana to give Amanda a run for her money. I mean, there's a lot of people that thought she won their 2017 rematch. That's how close it was, and a striker like that, you can't deny. I mean, she's so quick.
All right. Any other notes on 307 you want to call out? Shout out Ryan Spann.
Shout out Ryan Spann. Great guillotine. Oh, man.
That happened so fast, too.
Yes. Well, he's got a really good guillotine. No, I think those are really the main ones that I saw that I was, excited. So it's a good card.
All right. Okay. I think I'm ready.
Are you ready?
To let this go and actually get into the meat of our podcast, the whole reason why we are here. Let's get into our Cowboys therapy.
You're going to get very meaty? Double beef?
I'm hungry.
Triple stack?
Some bacon?
Add it all.
Okay, well, welcome to the couch for Cowboys therapy. All right, Charlie Van. Last night, the Dallas Cowboys were able to pull off a miraculous victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh following a 90-minute rain delay, a game that ended at 1 o'clock Eastern time for a win. 20-17, I believe, was the final score.
Yeah, 20-17 was the final score.
On the heels of a Dak Prescott touchdown pass with, 20 seconds left? It was Tolbert, yeah?
Yes.
To Tolbert. How are you feeling on this victory Monday?
I was tired.
Other than that, we've already addressed our
zombiness.
zombiness.
I know. It was an ugly game, but I'm happy. Because honestly, Dak needed that, especially the turnovers. Regardless of even the turnovers, he's always been like, can he be clutch? That's a $60 million clutch moment.
Yeah, and he had the supporting cast to be clutch, which we did not see coming.
I know. Jalen Tolbert having the game of his life, months, Cooks being out, and which is what we hoped for. This is what they scouted him for the third round a couple years ago. But you were just kind of, is it going to happen?
And we've talked about this in the past. We've said good quarterbacks make okay players great.
Yeah.
And you always think about Tony Romo, Miles Austin, Tony Romo, Laurent Robinson.
Patrick Creighton.
Tony Romo, Patrick Creighton. Tony Romo turned average guys off the street into Pro Bowl wide receivers. Do you think Dak will be able to do that with Jalen Tolbert?
There's a possibility, but the only difference is, looking at Tolbert coming in the draft, he already had good expectations. So it's just getting in there quicker. This is why they drafted him. They want him to be a potential number 2. If he just stays at 3, that's fine. Do what you just did.
Definitely. Well, I feel like you've been waiting all night for your moment, so I'm going to give it to you.
Here we
because
go.
I feel like you could have let off with that, but you decided to do football analysis.
Hey, I waited to take my shots at this.
Ha!
I believe Rayya's shot take last week was, I will do 2 shots if the Cowboys beat the Steelers.
It was a double down.
It was a double down.
It was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And it worked. You guys, I reverse jinxed us. You're welcome.
You know what's funny? It was the first of its kind, and last night was history in the game. Because why, Rayya?
Because Dak Prescott's the only quarterback to throw 2 touchdowns in one game that took place over 2 days. He's also the first quarterback to throw 2 interceptions that took place on the different days over the 2 days.
That's
in one
very.
game. I don't even know how to say that properly.
That's a very elegant statement.
That is an interesting history.
But
you know
that
what?
is such a Cowboys thing. Like,
it's also a very Jameis Winston thing too. Didn't he have a game where he had the most interception and or something like that?
He finished the season with 30 touchdown passes and 30 interceptions.
All right. You know what?
That's tough.
Forget the losses, but obviously that rain delay. I was like, this game might not even happen. But back to the shots. Rayya did double down, and she said she would take 2 shots. So Rayya honors her word.
Yes, she
does. On this podcast, because that's what we do on this podcast.
That's what we do.
We are honest.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and today I'm taking 2 shots.
Well,
You're
that's
welcome.
what I said on Saturday, right?
You did.
So, Rayya, what are the shots? I got to pick the shots, too, and guess what? I was very gracious because I had a long list of shots I wanted to. We were looking at Jaeger. We were looking at tequila, but I didn't want to see Rayya's lunch today. Could have been Everclear. Could have been Rumple, but no. I was a good co-host. Green tea and Fireball, which $4 Fireball. So, Tanner... he's just taking a shot for the heck of it.
I'm down to party.
Yes, he's doing a green tea. I picked most of it would be field goals, which I wasn't completely wrong, but I also had a Turpin touchdown.
Yes, you did. You said there was going to be all field goals and 1 touchdown by Turpin, and
Yeah.
there were multiple touchdowns, which is good news.
Yes, yeah, I'm glad I'm wrong.
So you can't be mad.
No,
Too mad.
Hey, I get one shot. I'm not mad.
My shot take was that it was going to be a 70-yard field goal, which I contend that it will happen this season.
I think so. When you got a guy like Brandon Aubrey, why wouldn't it happen?
Well, you said you would take one if it happened.
He would take 2 if it happened.
Yeah,
I would
2.
take 2 if it happened. I'd take 1 if it doesn't.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's the game. That's his
That's his roulette.
season-long
All
shot
right,
take.
all right. Cheers to the Cowboys win.
God damn.
All right.
That's the biggest shot ever.
I know. Hey,
They always do that with the green teas.
Have
you know
mercy.
what? That was a big shot from Dak Prescott to Tolbert.
Okay, hold on. Do you want me to take this next one, like, immediately?
I'll give you
Stretch
grace.
it out.
Yeah, stretch it out. That's fine.
Sit out.
Charlie can say when it's
I
done.
will let you know.
Ooh,
I will
I
let
like
you know.
this game.
Ooh, thank you, Tanner.
It's going to be next time I call somebody hot. He's going to be like, shut up. Take your shot.
It'll be when you least expect it. I love this game.
Oh,
we need
Lord.
to do more drinking games on this podcast like that.
I agree.
All right. So back to the game. So Rayya, like, good takeaways, bad takeaways. Good takeaways first.
Good takeaway, resilience.
Yeah.
This was a game that had every possible reason to lose.
Yeah.
You had the weather against you. You had pretty much the entire sports universe picked against you, except for, shout out, Maria Taylor. Maria Taylor is the only TV personality who picked the Cowboys over Steelers. I looked that up today, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, she's one of my favorites, so I can't help but shout her out. But yeah, if you watch their warm-ups, like when the storm cleared, they were dunking footballs in water and having the players practice with a wet football
Yeah.
ahead of the game, which was brilliant, by the way. That's some Belichick shit right there. But, you know, all the odds were stacked against them. They were coming off this really shitty win against the New York Giants that they almost choked away. And after 3 turnovers, you think, oh, shit, we're dead in the water. And somehow, some way, they dug it up. And the defense held really strong without their best players. That was really good to see, too.
So you're saying they weathered the storm?
You drink.
Just waiting for that one. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, kudos to the adjustments and not, you know, usually adversity is not their biggest thing.
No, not at all.
But they did, hey, what did I always say? They scored first. Even if it's a field goal, they scored first.
They did. They did look really confident in that opening drive. You were
And
right.
The adjustment, like you said, I mean, the defense really set up the run defense. Now, you know, part of that's because, you know, Harris is not what we thought, or at least not this season. Regardless of that, though, they still stopped Justin Fields, you know, he was my biggest worry.
Yeah, especially after what happened with Lamar and knowing that this was Justin Fields' prove-it game.
Yeah.
Now that Russell Wilson's healthy, Mike Tomlin said, hey, as long as Justin Fields keeps performing at a certain level, he is going to be the starting quarterback. And the fact that they weren't able to put points on the board brings a little bit of controversy in that in Steel City.
Well, and then we also lost Ricky Marshawn Kneeland, knee injury, but it doesn't look like an ACL tear.
Thank God.
So,
Thoughts and prayers.
you know, I will say the defense, they knew this is big. And, I mean, Overshawn, holy moly. His ceiling is high.
Yeah, and it's going to be really great to see his game evolve over time, and especially in these games that we don't think Micah Parsons is going to play in.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying he'll be back for Detroit. I think they should hold him out through the bye week.
At least till the Niners. Bring him back. That's the one you want him back.
But I think we're going to get to really see what he can bring to this defense and how he can make himself a leader and just really propel, especially that run defense.
Well, how about Jordan Lewis?
You
is
see him
playing
get into
lights. I know George
Did
Pickens.
you? The altercation
playing
with George
lights out.
Pickens.
Well, his thing's been injuries, and finally, we're like, what's gonna happen? Gilmore's gone, and this is what you want to see for him. This is what we've been waiting for. We always knew there was a possibility in him, but there was just nagging injuries and whatever. The guy's having his best season so far.
Yeah, and he is feeling that confidence,
Yes.
and I'm here for it. If you're going to walk the walk, talk the talk, I don't care.
Which, I still feel like Diggs is not back.
Nope.
He is not back, which, as you know, it could take a while, but that's why we need a big game like Lewis. So, offensive side of the ball, still some shakiness on the O-line. I'll say Guyton, and I listen to other, takes on this. He may not be fully ready. I thought BB had a good game.
Yep. Unlike that center in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. TJ Bass, I'm glad they have him. He looked good. Tyler Smith, still questionable.
You want to talk about questionable things? Are Dak and CD going through a rough patch?
I don't know. Are they going through
okay.
Well, that was just, I do feel like that was a bad throw.
So look, Charlie, you and I have been best friends for the better part of a decade, yeah? Have we ever had a fight like that before where we're like, I just can't talk to you, I can't work with you? Have we ever been through that before?
I don't think I've done anything to piss you off.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been that mad at you.
I think we've kept pretty cool. But
if in the event that I were to do something that rubbed you the wrong way or made you feel like you weren't my number one, how would you react?
I'd be honest. Yeah, we'd have because I think our friendship, and a lot of friendships should be like this, is open communication, even if it's hard. That was a hero ball move, and you could see the frustration on CD, but I do feel like, I don't know if that was a chemistry thing, but I do think him getting snapped, if he was snappy, everyone's taking it their own way, it was a jump ball. It was
No, I'm not mad at CD. I think CD has every right in the world. There's millions and millions of dollars to have those moments at stake. But, I keep saying this. I feel like those two just need to talk.
Yeah, and I don't know how much that they do interact. I'm sure they interact, but on a personal level, we got to realize Dak is, outside of Zach Martin, the last of and Tank, the last of the original crew.
Right.
CD came in during COVID, which Dak wasn't a part of. Let's be honest. So,
yep, that's true.
So really, their team, and really Amari was the guy he was with, and Schultz, that was his go-to.
Daddy Dalton, I miss you.
But I do hope that they get back. We need them on the same page for sure. If it is a chemistry thing,
they're both locked in for the next 4 seasons. They better get it together.
They got to do it. But you know what? This happens. Dez and Romo had their,
Yeah, but Dez was a little different. CD is actively messed up. Dez was. What?
You know what?
We're really leaning into the therapy today on Cowboys.
I know.
Couch
well, we
therapy.
are on a couch.
No, look. I love CD. CD's on my fantasy teams, but CD has not been his best self this season.
That could be a maturity.
I agree.
That's definitely a maturity
and you
thing.
sign this big contract. You have these really high expectations for yourself. You're your own biggest critic, and he's self-sabotaging.
But and then sometimes.
But also, Mike McCarthy made the right call yesterday, and said, you know what? We're gonna look at Tolbert. We're gonna look at Fergie. We're gonna look at other people, which is what we've been begging him to do anyway.
Yeah, because you're forcing it to CD, which exactly is that moment with Dak. And here's the thing. I hate to say it. I think Amari makes that catch. I know it's tight coverage, and the reason why I'm saying that is I think the
bigger
size.
and stronger.
Well,
and
that's
he runs
what I'm
better
saying.
routes.
I think we're just not. I think CD is a great receiver.
The real
it's just how
hot
you
take.
utilize him, and I think that's why CD, if he did say jump ball, it makes sense. But Dez, those longer guys, those, that was a hero ball moment that would have been a better for somebody that size. It is what it is. We rectified it, but I do need to see them more on page, because when they're clicking, which we saw last year, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really fun offense to watch when executed properly. Are you happy with the way play calling went yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah. I will say I've been very dogging it. They spread the ball around. They spread the ball.
Taylor Swift? Sorry.
There we go. Drink. Hey, you know what, Tanner? Shot.
That's right.
I'm doing a shot for Taylor.
Yes.
My honor for my queen, my lady.
She thought she was going to be swift.
That's
Maybe I read his mind and I knew what he was thinking because he is my best friend.
Hey, you know what's funny? You're drinking Fireball and it's the Chiefs, the red.
Okay, you have to do the song though.
Which one?
Ba-da-ba,
Oh, I thought
ba-da-ba,
Bad Blood.
ba-ba-ba-da-ba,
Are you ready for it?
ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Eventually, she's going to do the Monday Night Football theme.
All right, cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Carrie Underwood,
To
you don't
cheers.
think she
to
can
a
hang
double
anymore?
down.
To double down. So, I was very happy. I have to, other than the dumb challenge, I have to give Mike McCarthy credit yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't like that challenge either.
No, that was bad, but
But I
Mike
think he
McCarthy
was-
did a good job
I
yesterday.
think that was
felt.
more of a, I don't want to call it a PR move, but I think it was a way for him to tell his players that he has their back.
Yeah.
Because I think there might be a little bit of friction, just based on all the things we've been talking about. I'm sure the players have felt certain ways about his style of coaching and his style of game planning. So I felt like that was a move for the players, not necessarily for us.
Yeah. I will say this was a Mike McCarthy game that needed to be big.
Yeah.
No matter how the result. And just he's
Charlie, I have a
obviously
question.
seen-
I have a
yes.
question. After 3 turnovers and being down in the fourth quarter, who got them to open that ass?
You're waiting.
Hey, yeah. There it is.
Man, it's hard to
coming
say.
in.
I'll tell you what. Credit to Mike Zimmer though, the way the defense. Maybe Mike Zimmer came in there. Like he's known to be. And that's
Oh my
why
God, are we going to do a weekly open that ass
Yes.
segment?
I'll make a graphic and everything.
Oh my God, I'm so here for it.
I don't know. This is like MOG. Maybe all the coaches, probably Dak. I don't think one person probably said anything. I think they realize where they're at. They realize we win this, we're 3-2. You got a big game with Lions. We should be playing a lot better than we are.
Yeah.
You know.
I have something I'd like to put in here.
Yes.
What would Rayya Jerry have to say about
Oh my
this?
God, you're going to bring back Rayya, Jerry.
Rayya, Jeff.
Okay.
Nobody ever commented on our thing on that, but it's a tie.
Well, I mean, I told y'all that I really like this group of personnel we have. We went into the Steel City. We picked up that W. You know, in that rain, we showed real grit. I told y'all. That's what Jerry's saying.
He said, I told y'all.
His eyes like
Yeah, I
slide,
told
slip and
y'all.
slide.
That's what happens when you go all in.
He's like, you know
guys.
what would have been cool? Me getting in that helicopter and
Yo,
taking a spin
okay,
on
let's
that.
talk about that.
The helicopter at football
He
practice?
showed up to practice in the chopper because he fucking knew. He knew that everyone was going to light his ass up if they lost this,
I
this
think
game.
AJ Hawk on McAfee was talking because he won that Super Bowl under Mike McCarthy. He's like, what was Mike McCarthy probably really think? He's like, oh, this isn't normal, but
I
this
think
isn't like
you want to talk about
Bay.
opening that ass? Jerry showing up to practice in his fucking chopper. He probably told all of those guys, if you don't fucking get it together, I'm going to cut your ass.
You're not getting sweaters for
Y'all
Christmas.
better come on in here and do a better job.
Okay, that's probably not Jerry though,
I ain't
because
trying
Jerry's very the
Why?
opposite way.
No, but why
he
else
just
would
signs
he?
all the contracts.
No, but why
Come
else
in there
would
and put
he
a foot in
show
your
up
ass.
to practice? He
that's-
doesn't do that. He doesn't.
Because he's ready. He wants to be close to the pro. I'm not saying Jerry doesn't have his intensity, but I mean Jerry's also,
So the
known
week,
to be involved.
Week 5, open that ass award goes to Jerry Jones
Well, I
and his
mean,
helicopter.
you know what? This is your product. Your eyes on the product, and it's
Oh,
not the way it's
Checking
going.
in with you. So I talked to my buddy at SeatGeek.
Okay,
and
yes.
I said,
This was last episode.
I said, hey, do you have any metrics for me on home fan, away fan
Yeah.
splits at Cowboy Stadium? And he goes, they exist. The PR department has them. I cannot share them with you. But I can tell you this.
That's a hot take.
I can tell you this. There are enough of us at these games to notice a certain trend. And he agreed with you. He said
I know it.
away
I
fans
know it.
are dominating Cowboy
Because
Stadium.
nobody goes as many games. Well, nobody goes as many games as my dad. But that's a Guinness Book World Record. But I know it, and and other fans around, we were talking about it too. I mean, it's when it's that loud on offense, then that's a problem.
Yep.
You know, there's certain fan bases. Okay, Saints makes sense. Texans, but
I've
still,
been to a Texans-Cowboys game.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Texans fans. What was that, 2 seasons ago?
But geographic, that makes sense.
Whew.
But Ravens, that shouldn't have been loud. And we'll see with Detroit. You know,
That's what we were talking about. We were like, we're going to pay special attention to the Detroit game on Sunday.
There are a lot of
to figure
Detroit
this
fans
out.
though in Dallas, but still, it seemed different. We will see. We will monitor. I will check in each week and let you know. But it was an ugly win. But I will say the bad once again, the challenge, the turnovers. But I am actually more happy just because I wanted to see them have a game like this where the adversity. Dak needed this game.
Switching gears. I don't know why I did this, because now all the cars have a dial
we're
instead
all
of a...
hand signals here. What was that?
No, because, okay, look.
Come on, ride the
Are
train.
these
No, you
are
guys,
these baseball signals?
you're driving a car and you've got your Prindle here. But now the cars have it here in a dial. It's really weird.
It is weird.
Thank you. Anyway, switching
Mine's on a
gears.
stick because I'm an adult.
Thank God. Mine is also a stick for now. But anyway,
You guys are sticking it.
moving it on. Hey, drink. So, as you mentioned, we have Detroit coming in this Sunday,
Yeah.
3:30 game.
325.
Yep. So we're at home.
No rain delay there.
There will be no delays to worry about, but there will be a lot of offensive weapons. Detroit was on bye last week, but in the game they last played, Jared Goff was perfect and had a touchdown reception.
Yeah.
This is going to be a real challenge.
This is going to be our. Outside of the Saints and the Ravens, like as far like Saints was a surprise. Ravens we kind of expected, but made it a game. Detroit, they have such a good dual run threat, you know, and a really good
David Montgomery
defense.
and Jamar Gibbs are the real deal. It's a great 1-2
And
punch.
Aiden Hutchinson is really having his lights out year. Like in my opinion, like you got to put T.J. Watt up there. I think Aiden's up in the top 5 of conversation.
He has been for a while.
Yeah, you know, I think just having a Watt in front of you is not easy, but they know how to run that ball. They know how to scheme. My only question for that game is how much of a gamble is going to be in it, and because they have gambled in these games and they gambled the last time.
That's Dan Campbell's reputation. He's the new riverboat, Ron Rivera.
You know, we won't have Tank.
Rivera, not Rivera.
Which huge loss. Obviously, I highly doubt we're going to have Micah. So this is where we're going to have to see what Malik Hooker can do, what Jordan Lewis can do, who's going to be on Amon St. Brown. Mozzie Smith needs a big game.
Yeah, I'm very concerned. Like I said, Detroit hasn't had the best start to this season.
No.
They've taken a couple losses that they probably shouldn't have, given how they performed last year. Plus, we did play them in the regular season last year. We lost that game, but we beat them in the playoffs.
We won. It was right before New Year's. It was the whole the penalty.
It's always a penalty with Detroit.
And then Dan Campbell went for it and it botched play. Regardless, that was a game they should have won. They've been in these games where they should have won. We don't have complete the same team as we did when we had that.
No, we don't. But Detroit is bringing everybody back.
They are,
and everybody's healthy.
I have David Montgomery now.
I have Jamar Gibbs.
So,
haha, fantasy.
This is gonna be my worry. Also, is O-line protecting it. Dak has to get rid of the ball as quick as he can.
But will his people be open?
I know. Well, this is where we need Dak CD to be on the.
I'm looking up the odds. I'm not texting anybody. I am looking up the odds.
Never show me the odds.
I'm a gambler. I can't help it.
Do you gamble?
So is Han Solo.
You gambling this week?
I always gamble. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Dan Campbell might gamble.
I
hope Dan Campbell gambles.
Gambling with your heart.
All the feelings. I have so many feelings, Tanner. We don't need to get into that just because I'm on the therapy couch.
If this was
Look,
Guardians of the Galaxy, she's hooked on a feeling.
Okay. Here we go. Detroit is favored by 3.5 points. Over/under set at 52.5.
52.5.
50.
Wow.
So I agree with the odds on that perspective. I think this is going to be an old-fashioned shootout.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to
Offensive.
see the gunslangers
Yeah.
slang them things around. I'm so sorry.
Well, especially that Texas OU weekend drink.
Country got an opinion.
I agree with that. I do agree because I feel like this will be the battle.
It was such a missed opportunity. I should have said slanging and banging. That's my favorite phrase.
All right, you just said it anyways. You thought of it,
Cheers.
so that counts.
I'm out of drink. Leslie, where are you?
Here's what I think, and it's funny because the two guys, same draft, Goff versus Dak. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of slinging, but I think this is gonna be a big.
Wait! What did you say?
Slinging and banging.
Oh, okay, drink. That made my day.
I think this is gonna be. I think you're gonna see a lot of more Fergie. That's the one that's always interesting for him and Turpin are. I think the two wild cards in the way.
I was gonna say it. I forgot to say it in the last segment. The fact that Turpin got as many touches as he did last night. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, that guy's
Thank
so
you,
fast.
fantasy football gods.
I was like, I'm almost gonna get my shot take.
That kid out of TCU.
A steal.
Absolutely.
That tells you though about the kind of great thing about it's gone now, the USFL, but it could resurge and give possible. I mean, we'll look at Brandon Aubrey. Also another one. You know what I was gonna say?
What are you
my
gonna say?
full back.
Yeah.
He's running back 2 for sure now.
RB2.
He's RB2. Donald had a great game. They finally gave him. Question is, will Dalvin Cook play? Zeke, he has a banged up shoulder. Maybe
Which
we will.
explains why he hasn't had many touches.
I would put Dalvin just to see. Why not? I mean, spice it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at you for that.
Because the Lions aren't going to prepare for it.
I told you the only way I'm okay with Dalvin Cook being called up from the practice squad is if one of those guys is hurt. I'm fine with it. I'm fine.
This is Rico's audition season. Can he get a new contract with the Cowboys?
Oh, my God. I wish we had a camera live on Tanner.
Tanner's feeling this music over here.
I just took a look at my fantasy team. And
I was going to say.
For the coming week.
I was going to say, did you do 2 shots or did I? Because you were dancing like you did 2 shots.
So I'm not going to talk about my fantasy team or fantasies. But my fantasy team is not good.
We'll get to that.
I'm like the Bengals. What? Which fantasy, though?
Who was it?
Chris Olave. He only needed one catch.
Fantasy? Was that Ludacris song?
And I realized I'm up against the KC head coach, so that could only be a total of 5 points today.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you have head coaches in your league. That's cool.
In one of these leagues, they went all out.
So here's what's going to happen. Before we go on a fantasy football tangent, I'm going to shut this down right now because we're still in Cowboys therapy. But we got the bye week coming up. We're going to do a whole bunch of shit, including hosting another beer pong tournament, which I'm super stoked about. But we will also touch on fantasy football during that week. Let's roast Charlie's team. Just kidding.
For sure.
Anyway.
Hey, don't. That's
not fair. Back to my car. Car metaphor. Okay.
Make it like my coffee. I like a medium roast.
Okay.
I had a pot roast last night. Shout out to the Heights. Great pot roast.
Oh, that place is great.
It is so good.
Abort mission.
Anyways.
Mission.
All right. Let's get back to the roast beef of the Cowboys.
So Detroit Cowboys. Detroit favored by 3.5. Charlie, give me your game pick and your shot take. Go.
Ooh, game pick. I don't think the Lions cover, but I do think they win.
Okay,
Finally.
so you think they're going to...
Which they have not been successful.
You think they're going to win by less than 3.5?
Yeah.
What's your shot take?
My shot take is Tolbert touchdown. I'm gonna go offense defense. Tolbert touchdown. And on defense, huge Overshawn tackle. I'm just gonna say big ass.
Okay.
Big ass tackle.
We got to define a big ass tackle.
Dude, he had a big ass. Okay.
Like, are you saying like
last night when he was jumping over the goal line?
Are we talking about like?
Okay, how about this? I'll take it this way.
No, I want to dig into this. Hold on, I want to dig into this because this is interesting. This is interesting. When you say a big hit, do you mean like we can fucking hear it on the broadcast, or is it like a 4th down stop?
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, I need definitions. I work in analytics.
All right, I'll do the fourth down stop.
Big 4th down stop from Orson.
He'll have at least 2 impactful tackles.
Okay. Open that ass up.
I love you.
So here we go. So it's Jalen Tolbert touchdown and 2 big impactful tackles. How about that?
All right.
And impactful just means it ends the.
I'm
down.
gonna bless the football gods because of what they did for me yesterday, and I just did 2 shots. So because of that, I'm gonna say the Cowboys pull off an upset. It's gonna be a tight
She's
little
being the
motherfucker.
positive. See, check this. I'm.
It's called, in the words of my idol Taylor Swift, "Karma is my boyfriend."
Hey.
Karma is.
I hope you're right.
I'm paying it forward. Okay.
As long as I get my shot takes.
So football gods blessed me with 2 shots tonight. So I'm gonna bless them with an upset because we're at home. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see.
We're a better away team right now, by the way.
I want to see Jordan Lewis pick up an interception.
All right.
That's 1 shot take.
Boom. That was going to I was thinking about that, but I was like, that might be too obvious.
Jordan Lewis interception because I think they're going to force the ball to Amon St. Brown.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say
It's very
Fergie
elaborate.
Ferg is going to have a touchdown himself as well.
Nice. Nice.
All right, so we kind of went.
I will do one more, please. Crown and Coke.
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm the drunk friend. Thank you, Leslie.
Shout out to Leslie, taking care of us.
I'm gonna
here at Bryan
say
Street Tavern.
here. I'll even turn my camera on.
Yes, they
Oh!
get to see.
Tanner
have a-
Cam alert.
I have a camera. I want to get a better one, but
I feel like I need to do a sound drop of like a police siren.
we can say
Wee wee.
Cowboys lose
Okay.
over.
You
Give me
take the over.
I'll
okay.
take the over. 70-yard field goal.
70-yard field goal.
Boom! He's going all in on the 70-yard
I
field
love the
goal.
70-yard field goal.
He just is ready for it.
Yeah, I do expect Brandon Aubrey to kick a lot of shit tomorrow on Sunday. Sunday.
He's
Brandon
gonna be
Aubrey
like a
kicks all
Beastie
this
Boys
shit.
song. Kick it.
Okay.
By the way, the white Saints uniforms, trash.
I don't like him.
Throw them in the trash.
I don't like
So you're
all
not
whites.
about the fit.
No.
What's really funny
It's
is
not very fitting.
I like the Cowboy all whites. I don't like anybody else in the all whites.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys have a specific icy white that I like.
Yeah. It looks like if the Raiders went white, and it's not. It's
Yeah,
not a good look.
it's not good. But in case anybody is wondering, at this point right now, we're in the second quarter of Monday Night Football. Kansas City's up 7-0.
Makes
True.
sense.
Y'all will already know this by the time we
By the
post
time you,
this.
yeah. But we are still reacting,
We are reacting.
which is why I got excited when they put Taylor
We're just
Swift on
not
TV.
That's
overreacting.
Oh, I am overreacting. It's called Overreaction Monday for a reason.
That's true.
All right, so
Anywho, so
Ray is the only one that is positive for about
because
this game.
I've done so many shots.
All right.
Anyway, let's talk about the NFL action from Sunday real quick. I want to call out I keep alluding to it, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens game. That
Henry.
was Cincinnati's game, and they fumbled a snap. Did that give you PTSD, Charlie?
Yeah, the one that got away or that we even tried for, you know. It's the one you see across the bar and you're like, should I talk to her? I don't think I'm going to.
No, I feel like that's more like she was already yours to have, and you fumbled the bag. It's not about
You even want to present a bag.
Charlie man. You poor baby. But no, I'm serious. When you watch that game back and you see, they forced or they didn't force it. Lamar's center fumbled the bag, quite literally. I don't have a drink or I drink, but the center fumbled the
But
bag.
you will get a drink.
And Cincinnati had a chance to close out the game, and they didn't do it.
Man, what a tough time for Bengals Nation.
Absolutely.
It's the worst they've looked since pre-Burrow.
Did you see Joe Burrow's face when that kick got effed up?
He's frustrated. He's like, I'm dyeing my hair back.
And then they had a great game. I've got T. Higgins on fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, T. Higgins put up some
But
good
they had
numbers.
a great game against the Chiefs, too.
But, like, what is the problem in Cincinnati?
Man, it's the littlest things, the littlest errors that are kicking their butts. Against the Chiefs, it
Is
was
this one of those
it was the
controversial-
defensive penalty.
Are you saying they're beating themselves?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Every loss, just beat it.
No, his was better. His was so much better.
I saw what his was. We are, anyways.
Yeah, family show.
Family show.
Yeah, with
Sponsored
all
by
my
Nickelodeon
F-bombs,
now.
with
No, I'm
all
joking.
of my F-bombs. Cool, guys.
That's why I have my bleep button. But no, they're beating themselves. It's just errors. It's errors. I mean, it's.
Thank you, Leslie.
There's no way you play that good leading up and then you just drop the ball like that.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of the Ravens for capitalizing on it. Ravens coming off a really big win last
They've
week.
turned it around.
And so they're gaining a lot of momentum in that really, really tough division. And they're looking to make a big move. Trade move, acquisition. Hello, Devontae Adams, possibly.
I mean, that,
Tyreek
Amari
Hill.
Cooper, as you mentioned.
Steven said that. Steven said that they should trade Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give Zay Flowers some help. I mean, obviously their run game's outstanding between Derrick Henry and Lamar.
Both tight ends had good
and
games.
Justice Hill.
We were ripping the tight ends last week. Both of them put up numbers
Yeah, I
in
know.
this game.
Because I screwed up by not putting Andrews in.
And
I
the
saw that.
irony, I didn't put Likely in. And the irony of all of it was that Derrick Henry didn't have his moment until overtime.
Hey, but you know what? That's why you pay him, and that's why I wouldn't know about that because we didn't get him.
Oh, okay. Razzle Dazzle by. It didn't work out. I was going to say Razzle Dazzle by Patrick Mahomes. He did like a little twirl.
Oh, I thought you were
in
talking
the
about like
pocket.
Taylor Swift got out there.
No. He did a little twirl in the pocket. He was looking for a receiver in the end zone, and I guess the receiver didn't get it. But it's a small TV, but I can't help it. I like Patty Mahomes.
How about the Bills?
The Bills suffering against Houston, but made that a game. So I actually watched that game beginning to end while they were cutting my hair. And shout out Kimberly for making me look beautiful, by the way. But anyway, Houston was leading the majority of that game and was actually choking in the second half. Buffalo had a moment to take the game away, but the shady shit with Josh Allen hitting his head on the turf.
Ooh, that looked brutal.
And coming right back into the game. Thoughts?
I mean, it's kind of like a Miami, like Tua kind of thing. But
I was about to say they got that Miami Doc out there. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
The way he acted, he was on his back, hands in the curl fingers.
It's not good.
I said, that's Tua 2.0. I said it to my friends, and they agreed with me. And then you saw him right back out there because I think they forced a turnover on the next play, so he came right back out. Sources tell me smelling salts were involved.
Well, that's when you know you've been knocked out. That's how you sue in fighting and boxing. You know,
Was that the NFL trying to fix that game for Buffalo? Thank God Houston pulled out the W, but was that scripted?
Oh, yeah.
That is a whole topic right there.
I just need a yes or no. We don't have to dive into it.
Okay. I mean,
Yes.
Tanner says yes.
You know what? I'll say yeah. I mean, smelling salts. That's unfair.
Totally. Absolutely. He had no business being back in the game. By the way, 19 for 30 on the day, I believe, were his stats.
Well, anytime the Bills, I mean, even look at last year, right? You know, they want them in it. They want them to be, and the way the NFC, or not the NFC, but the AFC is right now, you want the Bills to be Allen have his moment.
They want the rematch between Kansas City and Buffalo. That's what they want.
They've been knocking on, now that the whole overtime thing has changed. But I don't think they're the same team that made that happen.
No, because they don't have Stephon Diggs or Jordan Poyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I called out more than one hot guy. You're welcome.
You calling out hot guys?
Anyway, all right. So Houston taking the win in Buffalo against Buffalo. Big deal. Also, how good were those Houston uniforms this weekend? Did y'all take a look at those? All black with the red numbers and the blue outlines.
No, I didn't see
That
it.
was
Just like this. I have no taste in what uniforms
No,
look
seriously, this was like quote unquote
play the game.
their color rush. This is their alternate uniforms.
They
And
should all come out
these
with
were-
leather. No, never mind.
No.
Probably not leather.
You guys, I'm serious. These were really good looking uniforms. The helmet had an H instead of the Toro
All
on
right,
it.
if shot over here,
I'm into it, man.
I don't know. I just never get into
I
like
want
what's
you to
cool.
Google this right now.
I saw it. I don't have to Google it.
So you didn't
I
like
had no
them?
impact. I'm indifferent. I'm neutral.
Fine.
I dug it.
Thank you, Tanner. Tanner always has my
Tanner
back.
has a little sense of fashion. I don't. You
All
know.
right. Another game. We'll call this out real quick. Arizona over San Fran.
Yeah. Wow. You
What
see Bosa's face
happened?
out there? The look of like stunned.
You think that's a what happened? Giants over Seahawks.
Yeah, that is a what happened. That is, and they probably screwed up their draft order right now.
What if the Giants get rolling? Because I think the Giants actually gained confidence out of that Cowboys game. What do you think?
I think Giants
they
fans
did
will
win
be
Super
so
Bowls
mad,
on a 10-6
though.
record, so
Yeah, anything can happen.
I
We
think that
of
they're
all
stuck
people
with Danny
understand
Dimes.
a wild card team winning a championship, don't we? Don't we
Yeah,
understand
well,
that?
Green Bay did. They were like.
I was
0-5
talking about our Texas Rangers, but
Oh,
okay.
okay, yeah, well,
Them
yeah, but
for sure.
we started off very strong. That's it. The Giants, literally, people were like, no win for Quinn. Yours, like.
I mean, they're paying Danny Dimes $40 million a year. They might as
Yeah,
well
but
make the
they don't
most
want
of it.
him. The fans.
It's not the fans' call.
Well,
all right,
they
I
do pay
hate to be
tickets.
the ringleader here, but we are at 55 minutes.
55 minutes. I
All
was
right.
just about to look up one thing real quick, and then we can get away from football. Shit. I am having struggle. Ooh, that's hockey.
It's what happened when you're off script.
That's right. We're just a few blokes out here on the TV.
You
No
know
big
what?
deal.
This is what happens when you do 2 shots in one episode, guys.
That's right.
I want to know.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm looking at our the NFL schedule for next week. I just want to call out a couple matches. Bucks and Saints. Pick
Bucks.
Bucks taking an L to Atlanta, by the way, or this past week.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a crazy finish.
I like my boy Kirko.
Oh, this is Sunday Night Football, y'all. Bengals and Giants. Do the Bengals get it right against the Giants, or the Giants continue a win streak here?
It's not going to happen until before Joe Burrow fixes his hair. It's not going to happen.
I mean, he's just growing out his hair.
Yeah,
He's got frosted tips right now.
I'm saying.
I'm going to say the Bengals
like
win.
Sugar
I'm
Ray.
going to say the Bengals win.
You say the Bengals? You
Yeah.
roll with the Bengals? I think the Giants continue their win streak.
I say Bengals. They
Yeah.
bangle up.
They bangled up. Here's an interesting one, the Battle of Maryland. Commanders and Ravens. Commanders playing great ball right now. Ravens playing great ball right now. They're in the same state.
But look at the schedules, though. Take a look at that. Like,
I
I feel
don't do
like
that. I'm only vibes.
Derrick Henry, I think this is the Commanders' first big test.
This is the Commanders' first big test. I agree with you. My heart tells me Baltimore's going to win. By the way, they're 6.5-point favorites at this time. But guess what? I'm rooting for chaos. I'm going to roll with the Commanders.
Well,
I'm with you.
also, your friend, shout out Christine, Commanders fan.
Yeah, shout out Christine, but I'm not thinking about Christine right now. I love you, Christine, but I'm not thinking about you right now.
Think about that
Baltimore.
chaos.
It's going to be big.
And the rest of these are questionable, but those are the ones I care about. Monday Night Football is Bills and Jets. Aaron Rodgers not looking great in London. What do you think?
Hat Man's running defense, man.
Is that like when Russell Wilson was over in London? Jet lag? I don't know.
Blame the ayahuasca.
Ugh. You know what ayahuasca does to you?
Get you fucked up.
So ayahuasca makes you throw up and hallucinate.
Hey. Oh, like if I had a Malort shot for you.
That's true.
But the idea is that when you do the ayahuasca, you are cleansing your insides. It's essentially taking sage to your insides,
Same with Malort.
and you're delusional.
Tequila.
Yeah.
And that's how you get your visions of like what you truly want, because you're at your weakest. And that's how Lady A brings you to the promised land.
How about this?
Fun fact.
How about this? Speaking on that, the Vikings look like they're headed to the promised land. I mean, not the best Sam Darnold game, but still 5-0.
And they are on a bye
Valhalla?
week.
They are on a bye week. So crazy that outside of the Chiefs right now, they're the number one team right now outside of the Chiefs. Like I feel
Number
NFC.
2. Put them at number 2.
Well, who's number 2 in the NFC?
Oh, you said in the NFC. I thought you said in the NFL.
No, like if you're
Sorry.
Yeah, they are leading the conference.
Sorry, apparently shots make me deaf.
You say sorry?
Sorry.
Because it's kind of Minnesota, Canada.
I'm Canadian.
But
Sorry,
it's
not
crazy
sorry.
to think that they are the number one team right now. And I say crazy just because of what they've gone through and we didn't know. But hey, Kevin O'Connell, man, coach of the year right now.
Right now, in this moment, after 5 weeks of the football season, Charlie, anything else we want to discuss on this
I'm
podcast?
wearing it right now. Hockey is back.
Hockey is for us.
It officially starts tomorrow, but the Stars Predators Thursday night in Nashville. Hockey's back. Oh man, I'm excited.
Wait,
for this
what was
duo.
that? Oh man.
Oh man, that is the almighty.
On that note, Dallas Mavericks kicking off their preseason games this week as well. Fan Jam took place yesterday. I'm excited. Tonight, they're starting tonight. They're playing Memphis. Playing Memphis tonight. Super stoked for both the Stars and Mavs to come back. Those are our prides and joys.
Yes.
I'm excited to pull out all the Mavs outfits, all the Stars outfits. Believe it. I went shopping this offseason. I fucking can't wait.
Oh, we gotta have watch parties for those too. I love it.
Maybe we'll get back over to the chicken house right in front of
Dirty Bones.
There it
Dirty
is.
Bones.
Chicken-
Yes, for some Stars and
Chicken house.
some chicken house. We're gonna go to the chicken house.
Oh,
Anyways,
look at this. New Orleans just put up a touchdown, 7-10.
there we go.
Look
there
at that.
we go. Well,
Great game
guys,
tonight.
thank you so much. Till next time.
Yep. Cheers, y'all.
Check us out at pouringtakes.com.
Oh, yeah.